Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name's Norma. This is my channel. I'm here with another life update and empty promise that I'll post weekly. But this time it won't be empty. I know. It's fine. It's fine, guys. Let's just move on. I've been lifing, okay? My hubby plays overseas now, okay? He's like officially like an overseas player, like 6 months at a time. State to state in Mexico, okay? He's a baller now. Anyways. That means I am home with my children by myself. We got sick people who have passed. Like, there is a lot that has happened, okay? There's a lot that has happened. And yeah, I want to say I've been going through it. I mean, God has been with us. So like, we're okay. I'm doing better. I'm slowly doing better. I feel like I pulled out of a funk I was in. And I feel like I'm slowly like taking steps to make life better. And so that's what I kind of want to talk about today. I just kind of want to talk about where we're at, what we're doing. So I did kind of start out with Cam, you know, he's playing overseas, so it is me and the girls. And so, you know what, I'm going to save that for the mom talk, like me and the girls. Let's start with financials. I'm like all over the place, but it's fine. Financials. I am filing for bankruptcy. Basically, full transparency with you guys, between our two cars, we were paying $1,100 in the loans for the cars monthly. We'll leave it at that. I won't get into how much each car is, whatever. But as beautiful as my CRV is, y'all, I love this CRV. Like, I was like, I'm gonna pay this car off and just have it and it's gonna be mine. Love me a CRV. However, Cameron's car is co-signed with me, and I'm filing for bankruptcy, not him or not as a married couple, just me and my debts. And so I can't do his car because like he's on it. So his car is the one we have to keep because it's like in his name partially. So decided to get rid of mine. We only need one right now, literally till December, because he's playing overseas. He probably wouldn't start back work till January if he came back. And so my plan is save up till December, come December, buy a car, which BT dubs, I want a minivan. So if you're in these comments and you're like, I'm selling a minivan, or I know someone who's selling a minivan, holla at your girl. But anyways, in December. Pin this somewhere. So that's the deal with that. Basically, I decided to file for bankruptcy. If there's a video I made a few years ago about my bad financial decisions, I'm gonna be transparent. I just kept making those bad decisions and I made them worse. I had payday loan after payday loan, like all of this shit that I was just like, oh, I'll get a loan and pay it right back, and then something would happen and I couldn't. And I realized that I was like, okay, girl, you are never going to be able to make life better for your children, for you, but my children first, trying to pay off these debts. And so I was just like, you know what? Like, there is no shame in that option in bankruptcy. I mean, there's celebrities, rich people, there's people with like hella money who have filed for bankruptcy on multiple occasions. I'm not saying that's okay. Like, don't take on debts with the idea that like, oh, I can file for bankruptcy and cancel them out. What I mean is that the option was created for people like me, like for people who, you guys, there's no way that I would have ever like gotten ahead with all this debt, trying to pay off all this debt. Like, it just, the girls would suffer, I would suffer. It just did not make sense to me. Most importantly, the girls would suffer. And that's what made me kind of like make the decision to just take that leap. Because like I said, so that's basically $600 in car loans that I won't have to worry about anymore, right? So that's $600 monthly in our pocket right there just by itself. And then on top of that, considering like the little 40s and 50s and $20 that I was paying to try to pay loans off. So that puts us in a better position. This apartment is awful. I cannot wait to make a video letting you guys know how awful it is. You're gonna have to wait like about a month and a half or so. Lease is up in September, so I will be looking at August. I'm kind of excited about it. This lease ends mid-September, and because of our funds being a little bit better moving forward, I'll be able to like rent a new place beginning of September. So I'll have like 15 days to like slowly get everything over, and I'm so excited for that because I want to like, you know, paint like accent walls, do whatever I want to do to the place, and then like slowly move stuff in how I, right, like make the play area what I want it to be. Like, it's just gonna be so fun. It's so fun. I'm gonna do my best to document it here. I'm terrible at it because I live in the moment. I think that's what I'm realizing is like, so when I want to share what I'm doing, it requires like setting up the camera and having to move it if I have to move it, you know. Like, I'm not a full-blown YouTuber with like multiple angles or possibilities, so it's just like a lot to take on. But Anywho, that's like the short version of the financial piece. I'm very excited for that because there's going to be so much extra money in our home. The girls can finally do like gymnastics and stuff because they weren't doing that before. We'll talk more about the significance of that in the mom life update. Marriage wise, I mean, we're really good. We're really great. As weird as it is that he's like far away, we're kind of in the best space we've been in a long time. Cameron and I have worked through a lot emotionally, mentally, like growing. We were, okay, 2016, 16 plus 7. The way I do math. Yeah, we were 23 and 24 when we met. I think 22. Was I turning 22 that year? Yeah. 23, 24, let's say. Like, we were still children, okay? Listen, people. At the end of the day, I know we all like to feel like adults at that age. We're not. We're still kids in very many senses. So, we grew up a lot together, you know? Like, we literally grew up from young adults into, like, 30-year-olds. So there was a lot of growing pains there for both of us. Personally, so here's the deal. I haven't had insurance, so I haven't been able to do anything. And you know what's funny? I feel like you always lose insurance when you're sick or when you're like about to do something. You know what I mean? I was gaining the courage, motivation, I don't know, to like go get an official ADHD diagnosis because I self-diagnosed myself. I know we hate it when people do that and say that. But I am like 99% sure that I have that. But anyways, I wanted to go get like an official diagnosis because if I'm being honest with you, I genuinely feel like meds for ADHD for me would help. Like if that is what I have or whatever it is that I have, meds would help, okay? I truly need something to help me focus and get tasks done. It's so funny, a friend of mine a very long time ago had this conversation. She renamed our group chat with me and our other friend like ADHD moms because we were talking about it and how she also has it. And just like she's like walking me through things, I'm like, exactly, like it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. And she is on medication. I'm all up in her business. I apologize, boo. Y'all don't know her, but and she talks about how much it's helped her, and I'm like, I want that. So I'm getting that, you know. So yeah, I've been on insurance. I lost it literally when I was finally like, okay, I need to start calling doctors and making appointments. I know that's crazy, but that literally is how my brain works. Like, I cannot do the simplest of tasks. I will procrastinate until the absolute last moment that task can be done. And sometimes you're like, that was easy. That took 5 minutes. I should have done that a long time ago. But it's just how my brain works. So anyways, that's what's going on with that. Health-wise, y'all, I firmly believe there is mold in this house. I have been congested for so long. And I had a cold, but like this congestion is lasting so long. It's ridiculous. Koa's nose is always dripping. Carter's nose is always dripping. Kai's the only one of us who's like chilling here. Maybe she's immune to it. Who knows? But that's another thing I want to do as soon as I have insurance again is get tested for mold because I promise you we've been exposed to it. So yeah, that's what's been going on health-wise. I really want to start walking every day and I'm slacking on that. But it's just I have so many goals and so many things I want to do. And you know, you want to do it all simultaneously and it just doesn't happen like that. And so I'm starting here with my videos. And then hopefully, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe next week I'll be able to like get into a rhythm and start adding like walking into it. I am doing my best to like eat better, cook at home, like things like that. Buy more fruit. I bought some cherries to see how I like those. And yeah, so that's the deal with that. Not a lot going on health-wise. And then I think that's everything aside from mom life. So let's talk about it. Let's get really, 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 really real. I'm about to get so real, expose myself to possibly a lot of judgment. Nothing crazy. I'm not doing nothing crazy. But I feel like the best moms are moms who can see where they can improve, who can apologize, who can shift, who can change, you know what I mean? Who can listen to the hurt they're causing and try their best to fix it in whatever way they can in that moment or moving forward. And so I know that I have not been the best mom. It is not an excuse. I'm offering an explanation or like understanding. But like the way things have been going for me mentally, emotionally, financially, like all of that takes a toll, and all of that does hinder you from like being the best mother you could possibly be. You know, I was so stressed out about money. I was working full time. It was too difficult to like pick them up from daycare and then have these 4 amazing hours with them where like we're doing something and then it's like bath time eating, you know, like, and doing it all properly. Like, I won't lie, there were days where we weren't eating like a full course healthy meal as dinner, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, let's do a sandwich and some apples, which isn't terrible, but like, it's hard when you know you can do better than that. I'm so congested, that's crazy. It's hard when you know you can do better than that, is what I'm trying to get at. And so my hope is that, like, with this financial change and also just things getting better mentally, I got a little bit more used to not having Cameron here and very little help. I can't remember what I've mentioned in like the last time I posted or whatever, but his dad passed away. If I did mention that, okay. If I didn't, that's what's happened. We're dealing with some health issues with his mom, and so, or well, not we, she is dealing with some health issues. And I say we just because, like, it hasn't kind of affected me because she was kind of the primary person I could go to if I needed someone to watch the kids, and that hasn't been as possible. So it really mostly has been me. My friend's daughter has been incredible, but at the end of the day, she is a teenager who has to live her own life, and I would never want her to like be missing out on things for my kids. Not that she does, she'll tell me like there's something going on, but again, like I shouldn't be relying on a 60-year-old as primary caregiver to my children aside from me, you know what I mean? Like, you get it. But she's amazing little girl, amazing friend I have, and her mom, like, they've been a huge support system here. I'm in Ohio. My family is in Massachusetts. I don't know if I've mentioned that on this channel or if people know, but I am from Massachusetts. I was born in New York, raised in Massachusetts. Spent some time in Florida, but a couple formative years in there, so worth mentioning. But yeah, so all of my family's over there. My oldest brother stayed in Florida when we moved back to Massachusetts, but now he lives in Massachusetts, so everybody's over there. And I want to go back home. I'm being completely honest with you guys. I want to go back home so bad, but the realities are, right now, so with it being, my plan was like, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna freaking go do it, because it's been like 2 years of me wanting to go home, I'll be honest, from before Cole was born. Like, when we got married, my plan at that time was to like go visit and then just stay. Didn't happen that way. We came back, and so I was like, you just need to do it. But then I found out my mom, they have a basketball organization, and so they have some coaches coming from other countries who will be like staying with them for their summer programs. Like, so there is no space there right now, and there's no space for it and anyone else's home, because like everybody's home, it's summer. Completely makes sense. But that kind of like knocked the plan happening that way out of the water. So the new plan in my mind, we'll see how it goes, is I obviously have to like save money. So like, I wanted to kind of just go over there, look for a job, get a check or two coming in, and then get a place. Because like I said, we will have more money now with the bankruptcy and Cameron playing and all of that. But my plan was to kind of like wing it in the sense that I was just going over there, like, and then finding a job and then finding a place. But because of how things are there and how things are for me here, the way I'm going to have to do it is like save up and then shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, save up money, probably find a place first will be the best way to do it. And then like get there, get a job, and start working. The other piece that is a reality of this that I do have to actually consider, because I don't want to end up like I have been financially, is that cost of living is way more expensive there. I would have to find a job that pays really well to manage, and that would just be me. And then we have to find a job for Cameron eventually, and it's a lot. So like, financially is also a part that's kind of like, I want to be there. I want to be there with my family. I know I would have so much more support, so much more, like, so many more people to just do life with. You know, I miss my friends. Like, it's so embarrassing. This past Valentine's Day, I tried to do a Valentine's Day. No one showed up. I'm not judging, you know, whatever. It's fine. But it was one of the things that made me realize, like, if I was home, everyone would have showed up. Like, my cousin would have been there, my sister, my two best friends. Like, everyone would have been there. Like, it would have been so fun. And it's like things like that I want to be doing, you know? Like, I want to have brunch. I want to say, everybody come over for brunch. We eat brunch, you know? Like, girls brunch, picnics, taking the kids places. And the reality of here is that more likely than not, if I am taking my girls somewhere, I have to take them by myself. And that is, I feel awful saying that, but it's so overwhelming. It is so overwhelming to take 10 3 girls, as little as they are, like, because you have, like, I have to watch all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have like a 13-year-old, like, yes, you have to keep your eyes on her, but at that point she has a cell phone. Like, if she walks away, she knows how to call you and find you again. Like, if my 6-year-old walks away, she's gonna be traumatized for life because she doesn't know what to do, you know? Like, if my 1-year-old runs off, she's gone forever. Like, I'm not gonna find her, you know? And also, it's just exhausting with 3 kids at their age. And that's not me complaining, because I was like, well, why'd you have 3 kids? Like, that's not me saying, like, but it's just that it's the reality of it. So the reality is that it's not just possible to go out often. It is exhausting. So imagine you're working full-time Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, you spend, like, out everywhere with your kids to come home exhausted to try to function for the rest of the week. I would crash. And if you're out there and you're like, I do that, wonderful. I am so glad you have that capacity mentally. I don't. And again, though, that's like that mom awareness where I'm like, I know I don't. And so I am doing my best to make changes that will change that, right? Like, versus being like, I'm just going to push through and fucking pull myself into a dark ass mental hole, but my kids will be out doing fun activities. Like, that's not logical either. So I'm kind of slowly trying to do better about it. But yeah, so I feel like that's kind of everything that's going on. Things do feel like they're getting better. Not even just like, oh, it's all about money and it's the financials, but like, I'm doing better with stress. I try to remind myself, like, you know, you had so many hardships that you've made it through. So it's like, you will make it through this one too. Like, it's gonna be all right. Also just feeling better that things are getting better, actually getting better financially. And then mentally, I don't know, like, whatever cloud has lifted. I go through periods where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be bothered. And yeah, so I do think I deal with, I know, self-diagnosis, ill, whatever. But like I said, I'm going to work on getting a real diagnosis. But I do also struggle with a lot of anxiety. And so, yeah, I kind of want to, like, deal with those things. Because I feel like dealing with those things will translate in, like, being a mom, being a wife, being there for myself day to day, you know? I'm realizing, like, okay, I love Peter Mom's content. That is like my dream way of like making content. Like, if I became a content creator, that's what I want to be doing. And one day I just had this like epiphany of like, well, like, unfortunately, girl, like, you just have to make it, and I'm sure eventually it'll pick up because you're amazing. But yeah, that's the reality, is the type of content I want to make is not fast growing content. You know, it's not like viral things that you're doing that gain you followers very quickly. It's something where over time it will build, right? Every year you'll gain 10 to 20 people that enjoy your content because they relate to you or whatever it is. And so, like, your growth will be slow. And I realized that, like, I'm okay with that because, like, it's the content. I don't want to be trying to make content and think, you know, like, who's going to watch it? I got to get people got to watch it. Like, that's boring. I'm like, I just post things you want to put right now. Who cares? Who cares about this life update? Like, I got like 30 views on videos like this on this channel. But again, it's like that slow growth. Like, this is what I want to be making on this content, is like sharing my life. That's literally what I felt I made this channel for, was because I was like, I want to find a community of people like me out there, and also let people know that there are people like me out there, if that makes sense. Sharing my health journey as well. I really, 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 really want to lose like 60 pounds. I am 220 right now. I want to be like 170. So yeah, like 50 pounds, 40, 50 pounds. I want to be small again. I don't know. That's all I have for you guys. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below, I don't know, things you want to see from me if you are commenting. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.